Alright, go ahead and get like over here. I just don't want anybody right here behind me. So, when you come in, I want everybody, if you want to stand, that's fine, but if you're in the front, you can sit down. So, okay. To me, I thought it was important. I had a lot of stuff running through my head about 5 o'clock at the end of the workday. My mind started going into wrestling mode. Probably actually even way before that, probably about noon. I started thinking about wrestling and all the matches that we had this weekend. Raise your hand if you went to the tournament this weekend. Just let me see a show of hands. Okay, so we had about 30 wrestlers there. Okay, all the way, and the reason why I wanted to talk to everybody is because we had kids that were brand new, never wrestled before, 5 years old, all the way up to our oldest, most experienced kids that wrestled. And there are some pretty key takeaways that I know all the coaches took. So, to me, I think it's important to reflect on the weekend and start talking about some things that are really going to matter going forward. So, wrestling is really hard. Would you guys agree? Wrestling is really tough. This weekend, some of you got humbled a little bit. Getting humbled is good. You want to seek things in your life that will humble you, show you humility. Because not everything's going to be easy. It's going to be difficult. And this weekend we had some hard matches, and in my opinion, I think it woke some of you up. Listen, guys, eyes right here. I know people are coming in the door, but this is part of the problem why you may not be winning some matches. Okay? You have to focus. You have to focus. So I'm going to talk to you today about that. We're going to try and refocus our attention. When we're in the wrestling room, okay, and the coach is talking, you have to listen. You have to listen. Okay? You have to be very intent on what they're saying and putting those actions into motion when you drill. There's a lot of kids that wrestled this weekend, and you're wrestling kids that have been wrestling for the whole year. When wrestling stopped in March, they were still wrestling. When everybody's playing football in the fall, they were still wrestling. There is literally no substitute for that. You're not just going to walk out and beat those kids, and that's okay. But I want you to understand that, okay? I want you to understand that if you are, let me put it this way. Let's just say you decide to play baseball. You've never played baseball a day in your life, Eden. Okay, I don't know that. Let's say that I've pitched 10,000 baseballs in my life, and I'm going to pitch to you. You've never swung a baseball bat, right? I'm going to wind up, I'm going to throw my hardest fastball. Do you think you're going to be able to hit that ball very, very often? No. It's the same thing. And you guys have to understand that. It's about perspective. Okay? Even if you've wrestled 3, 4, 5 years, you're still going up against those kids at that tournament. That was a tough tournament. Kids came from all over the state. It was one of the first tournaments of the year. Everybody was hungry to wrestle. And it brought kids out from everywhere. It was harder than the state tournament at times in certain brackets. They were bigger, tougher brackets than the state tournament. So I want you to put that in perspective. Okay? If you went out there and you went 0-2 and you didn't win a match, that's okay. I want you to understand that. And for kids that didn't wrestle, this is going to apply to you going forward. Because we're getting right to go into the heart and to the meat of our year. And one of the reasons why I wanted to take some time and talk, and we're going to have coaches, I think we need to have an extended warm-up and stretch, because a lot of you are beat up from yesterday, especially the ones that wrestled 5, 6, 7 matches. Okay? So those kids that may have, I'm going to use Lane Higley for an example. Where are you at? You wrestled how many years now? 5 years, right? You had some success yesterday, right? But you probably wish you would have done better, That's a perfect example of a kid that works hard, does a lot of the right things, but we got to focus now on how do we beat those kids? What do we do? Now I'm telling you right now, it starts right here in how you practice. Period. Okay? We want you to have fun. We're never going to beat you down if you lose. I saw a lot of dads and a lot of coaches yelling at kids, even when they won. because you didn't win big enough. We're never going to do that. No coaches in here are ever going to do that, I promise you. What we're going to get onto you for is not being a good person, okay? But we are going to encourage you to figure out how to win, though, because we want to win. Would you guys agree that it's more fun if you win? It's more fun if you win. So we're going to try and teach you how to win. But it's not going to be at all costs. So my point is, you have to come here ready to work. And you got to practice like you mean it. Okay? No jacking around. No, whenever you're drilling, no looking up and see if the coach is looking and then lollygagging around with your partner. I'm telling you, there's a lot of that goes on. It needs to stop. Okay? So I could talk for hours about this, but I wanted to address this weekend. I think we did a great job, fantastic job, but if you didn't have as much success as you wanted to, or you didn't, and maybe you weren't there and you're going to go into the next weekend, it starts right now, fixing it. It starts right now. Coaches took a lot of notes about what we need to do. I'm just going to go over a few of them real quick. Again, Lane, come here. I'm going to go over a few points that I think are super important. And get down. The first one, get down in a like quad. The first one is right here. I saw so much of this position right here in front head hold, so much of it, because this wrestler is shooting on us. Okay? We're doing a decent job of sprawling, but we have no idea what to do here. All right? I'm not going to break you out and drill right now. I just want you to understand, be a student of the game. Okay? You got to understand these things. You're going to start winning more. Okay? Right here. We cannot just start reaching over the top and spinning around. He will grab my leg, and either he will score or I won't score, and it will go to stalemate. A stalemate is when you get in a position, it's like you're locked. I'm not going to win, he's not going to win, the ref blows the whistle, and you both stand up. Okay? I just lost an opportunity to score. I can't lose that. I can't lose those opportunities. So, when you are right here in this position, I saw it the whole weekend, we have to block this arm. At the very least, we have to take this arm and we have to block it. Everybody see this arm right here? We have to block it. And it's a windshield wiper. My hand is a windshield wiper. It's going to go from here, and it's going to wipe in front of his face, just like this. Windshield wiper. Okay? I'm wiping away all his tears, because I'm going to score on him. I'm going to turn him, I'm going to pin him. Okay? It's going to go from here, and it's going to go right here. This is like wrestling 101. Every single person in this room, 4 years old, 14, has to know this right here. And you have to put it in your brain, and you got to burn it in there. Because we lost so many takedowns because we didn't block this arm. There's so much other advanced offense off a front head hold. This is a front head hold. But this is the most basic one. I got to block this arm right here, and then I got to run my feet. That's it. I got to run my feet, grab a shoe, grab this hamstring right here. But once I get to this corner, he's not beaten. He's not beaten. So, as we break up in our groups, eventually, this is going to be a drill. Coaches have talked. We're going to build a accumulation of drills that we do every day. It's going to be one of them. Up, partner shoots. Boom, sprawl, front end hold, block the arm, go behind, run the corner. Up, okay, I shoot. Sprawl, I maybe circle, I'm trying to make him work, he blocks that arm, runs the corner. That's got to be one of the things that we do like we breathe air. Okay? Has to be so second nature. And right now it's not, and that's okay. But as coaches, we're going to identify a few things that we think should be second nature to you, and we're going to drill them into your head over and over. Okay? Just like swinging a baseball bat. It's no different. It's no different at all. So that's point number one at Joe Me Trade this weekend. Somebody shoots on us and blocking the arm. Okay? Point number two was shooting. We took a lot of shots from way out here in space. A lot. And it gives this person an advantage to score score on me. So stop shooting from way out here. So when you're drilling, anytime you're drilling, you better be able to at least, your forehead better be able to touch your head, or you better be able to not even fully extend your arm and touch it. You just better be able to come like right here. Boom. Right here. You just have to. If we allow this person extra space, when I level change and shoot, he knows I'm coming. It gives him way more time to sprawl and stop me. Okay? So stop shooting with space. And then our hands. Okay? Our hands. And then I'm going to stop. I'm going to wrap it up. Our hands were a problem. We start wrestling like this. Lane, I watched some of your video because your dad sent it to me. You came out here and you hung out in a collar tie. Okay, put a collar tie. What did he do? Right here. You cannot just put your hands and leave them there. Period. So our hands have to be better. We got to approach our opponent with our hands down and attacking wrists. I'm a huge 2-on-1 guy. Huge. 2-on-1s all day long. All day long. We can do so much with our 2-on-1. We can do our snatch. We can do a drag. Okay, if I come here and he posts, okay, I can do my crotch. So stop doing this. So those are the three things I thought were our biggest problems. Front head hold, we got to block. When we shoot, we got to take away the space, and then hand control, and not just coming out like this and leaving hands on our opponent. Okay? We're going to start getting better. It takes time. But it doesn't come without intentionally, that means being purposeful, focusing in practice and working on things that we need to fix, okay? So, coaches that were there, do you have any other feedback or observations you want to make as far as how we wrestled, technique, anything like that?
I kind of had one thing. A lot of times we'd get wrist control and we would be pulling instead of going forwards.
When you get wrist control, right here, you don't want to pull them into you. You want to be circling. Anytime I get a tie, I want to circle to the tie. Circle to the tie. I don't want to be doing this. Okay? Circle to the tie. Any other coaches before we break?
A collar tie is not a winning position. Yeah, I saw a lot of collar ties. A collar tie is not a winning position.
My hand is on his collar. This is his collar right here. If my hand is there, it's not to pet him like my dog, okay? If my hand ends up here, I am right there. If my hand ends up anywhere up on his shoulders right here, I'm moving him. I'm snapping, I'm moving my feet, I'm creating an angle. Right here. That's what I'm doing if my hand touches his head.
It's not a place to hang your hands on.
It's not.
Stay there.
No, this is bad. He gets all of his, so many setups come from right here, okay? And
Kyle Rui. Okay.
it's just habit. It's habit.
You gotta break it.
You gotta break some habits. One thing that I know I'm gonna work on today when we start drilling, okay, is if somebody does collar tie, how to clear it. Okay? How to clear it. Grab an elbow off. I'm right into my 2-on-1. All of my offense is right there. So it's like building blocks. It's like Legos, guys. Right now, some of you are just getting all your Lego pieces all on the table. You have no idea what it's gonna look like. Some of you have kind of started building some stuff, but your first layer is not strong. You have holes. You guys, who's ever done Legos? Raise your hand. If you're gonna build a castle, what do? You gotta have that first strong base, right? If I start building a castle with Legos and the pieces don't fit together, it's not even. Okay, I can't start building up because if the higher I go, if it's not built on a strong foundation, it's just going to crumble. The wrestling is no different. We got to get our foundation, our fundamentals. We got to get them good. So when we break and we start going into stance and motion and going into our partner drills, you have to start focusing on your position and how your body is behaving when you're doing the drills. Head up, butt down, hips and elbows tight. Okay? Stop drilling like this. Head up, right here, moving. Never get my feet too close together. My feet are apart. I'm ready to shoot. I'm ready to defend. I'm ready to counterattack. You got to start studying wrestling. You gotta understand the principles. Start watching YouTube videos on it. Okay? Google Jordan Burroughs. Google David Taylor. Okay? YouTube. It's all out there. Everywhere. You watch Fortnite videos, I know it. My kids watch it. You watch people play other video games instead of just playing it yourself. You will watch them play it. I know you guys do that. Or they'll play with slide. You'll watch them play with slide. Go watch wrestling videos. You want to be better at wrestling? Go watch wrestling videos. Learn it. Be a student. You are your own best coach. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is your partners. I talked with some parents about their partners. So much in my career I've heard about parents going to different clubs and this and that because of partners. Those partners are better. Partners are better. It's an excuse. And in this program, we're not going to have BCD. No BCD. We're not going to blame other people. We're not going to complain. And we're not going to defend our position when a coach is trying to talk to us. So my point is this. You are your own best coach. Period. You are your own best coach. So if somebody's not doing a good job, you might need to talk to a coach and get a different partner, but you know what? You can still have a good practice. You can still tell them, hey, stay in position. You can still help them, hey, I want you to shoot on me right here because I'm going to sprawl, I'm going to do my wizard. It's an excuse. It just is. It's an excuse. So you're going to have the same 2 or 3 partners. Switch it up a little bit. Don't go with the same person every time, but for the most part, it's your job to have a good practice. It's not your partner. It's your job. All right? So let's have a good practice today. We had a great start to the season. We got a couple tournaments coming up that are going to be pretty tough, but it's an exciting time, okay? And I'm excited to see what you guys make of this and what you become, because it's up to you. 100% it's up to you, okay? All right, so when I break, we're going to spread out. The coaches will get you starting in the warm-ups, and then we'll get going into our drill. But let's have a good practice and a good week. Ready? 1, 2, go.